I'm not sure if I was there in Virginia Beach in like the late '90s. I might have. Like I said, I don't have memory of that. But it's possible after working at Bridgewater Mall, the cinema. I went through. Well, I got jumped. I got assaulted. I got robbed, and I tried to tell somebody I know who did it, but I was in shock. And then I experienced, like a fear. I was selling weed actually. And I wasn't even scared, like, oh, I'm gonna get arrested. If I do, I'm like, all right, not just first charge, it's weed. I'm like, yeah, I would have defended myself in court. What happened was like, I went home to Elizabeth, 35 miles away from my uncle's house, and then I went to like a downward spiral of like not depression, but like a form of like, well, where my mind was, how my life was, my mental suppression, one way to call it. I would lose, memories or anything like that. So I don't know if it was here, but just say I grew as a person. Even like selling weed. Or I don't think that, it's not just supply and demand. I was almost said I don't believe in intoxication. I guess I don't believe it. I don't get drunk. It's another thing I gotta tell. No, I'm not gonna get into that one. No, yeah, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't do that though. It's not, it's like not a problem for me. People do. It never was. But I grew as a person as far as dairy, milk, or any kind of other products, where any other beings, sentient beings like people, just they don't look like you over there or me. It doesn't mean that they're not worth anything, or they don't have feelings, emotional response, or their own psychology, mentality, even a soul. It's too much arrogant to think that human beings are the only ones that creating God's image. I mean, if you talk about evolution, that's one thing, but that other beings don't have a soul and a mind, only human beings do. It takes something with like God is and like everlasting life. When reality, if you want to be a peaceful individual, you should respect everybody, including flies, cockroaches, cows, chickens, and any other sentient being. Sentient being. The word people, we use it so much, so it's it has someone like credence or certain different ground than even the word animals. You know, it's if you look up the etymology, what human really translates to is that men from Earth or men on Earth. That's what it translates to, men, human. But it's a being of like doesn't translate where we come from originally, our evolutionist state. Yeah, I'm sitting here Baja Cantinas and just on my own thoughts, and someone just had to communicate me and talk about certain individuals, and I just out loud I says I don't give a fuck. I had cursed. His name is John, and I don't want to interact with that person. I don't, again, it's saying over and over. I could care less, but I do care what John eats. Because it was funny that I had strawberries. And the last thing I said to Alex was like, I said, eat shit. It was not the nicest thing. I guess it goes back where he was going to, And it's a pollutant also. The dairy, meat products, you're eating with sentient beings. It's not cannibalism because cannibalism is defined as eating a human being. But what's the difference actually? We're talking about evolutionist state. You think about these things. I grew as a person in the 90s or 2000s, even 2020 and 2021. I understand the difference, and it's a moral thing. Also, it's not good for me, and it's not good for those individuals. Physical, mental, spiritual, even. To the narrow-minded ones, why I should have like bigger muscles and like talk like this. You would like respect me as a man, really? I don't want your respect then. I want to do with you. You're simpleton, you're narrow-minded, I have no fucking use for you, except I don't want you to be stupid. I would like you to be aware, and actually it would be good for me, because too many stupid, ignorant, narrow-minded people in the world does a lot of damage even to myself, actually. So it goes back to me. It's not being selfish. And I don't look down on people like I want them to be like narrow-minded, stupid, or anything like that, or even unaware. No, that's not it. It's for the better good of the world to be better. People be aware. Intelligence, logic, creativity wins all around, actually. I don't take joy of looking down on someone because like they don't understand something, or being like narrow-minded, or if they're unaware of something. It's never like that. I'm the type that I relay information for betterment for them and eventually, I guess, for me. But it's a it's a kind, peaceful, logical thing to do, you know. And I mean, yeah, I guess I shouldn't be that angry, but it's a recurring memory, and like I just it's that not just the reminder because I think those two, one or two, I don't know who they understand it, but it's just like you're eating their pizza. No offense, actually to myself, not to you, but that's the same thing. Being that is getting milked. Let's say a human being like a woman was captured, and they milked it every so often. I mean, she wasn't pregnant to give milk. I mean, it's disturbing over there, you know? I mean, like, in the scheme of, when the logical sense of humanity, how many people were slaves, Holocaust, black people, African American now, black people from Africa were captured here for what? For other people's benefit, actually. It's disturbing. So I don't take it. Just because Cal doesn't look like you, doesn't mean it's any different. Black people didn't look like me or you over there because they were black. It's about being open-minded and rational, actually, and it still goes on.